and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I just had got on and had some weird stuff going on where it was saying autosave data failed again. I am on a Series X. This has not been a problem since the update, and I went and I looked, and there has not been another update on Palworld since the last one. But this is a little worrisome because it blacked out my whole map. Now, it seems to be saving okay, and it seems to be running normally, I guess. I could fast travel to stuff, but this is a little worrisome to me. I don't want to continue to play on this with me running the risk of possibly bricking my entire game, where 3,000 days would be lost. And not only that, but cut 20 days off of this, we're at 71 days. 17 hours and 20 minutes. That's a lot of time to be spent into one world and it just be cut completely out. So we are still going to do this Shroomer video today, but after that, I'm going to not be on this until they come out with an update, because this is worrying, because I just don't want to run the risk of bricking my game. So it sucks, but at the same time, it's a necessity. But yeah, so we're going to test this out a little bit. I have 20 in total of the Shroomer Knox. That's what we'll be using for this testing. I am missing one because he's over at the other place, but we're going to test it on two different types of work abilities. We're going to be testing it on, or work suitabilities, as I should say. We're going to be testing it on the planting and harvesting side of things. So like a mass base with a bunch of stuff going on. And then we're also going to test this against mining pals as well. Alrighty, we went ahead and put the mining card out there as well. We fed him a salad to boost up his work speed very, very quickly, as to simulate an actual mining area. So first part of this was a little bit of a bust. We're correcting ourselves now and doing this a little bit better. But yeah, I'm going to time this of how long it takes it while he is not working now, where it's a 64. So hit the timer. It takes about 10 seconds to drop while he's not working, and we'll see once he goes back over and starts working, we'll see what it looks like then. Actually, what we'll do is we'll just bring that back up, throw him back out there. Watch his sanity. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. While he's working, it's about 7 seconds. Actually, it might be even quicker than that. It might be like 5 seconds. So if we're to drop to 6, go. Yeah, it's about 5 seconds while working, 10 seconds while they're resting. So their sanity does drop faster when they are working. So I guess technically the Shroomer actually helped with that, because he was at a constant pace all the way up to 70 and was still going too until he dropped down to about 68 or 67 or something. This is also what I'm going to do, is I'm going to take and refeed him, and we're going to look at the individual intervals between each drop. So we'll let it get to 99, which shouldn't take but a second. And we're going to do no Shroomers and see what the intervals are. So 3, 2, 1, go. Whoops. 3, 2, 1, go. About 4 seconds. About 3 to 4 seconds with the intervals with no Shroomer while working. With a Shroomer, it's about 4 seconds. Four to 5 seconds with the Shroomer. With 2 Shroomers, we're looking at about 6 seconds. Yeah, about 6 seconds, 6, 7 seconds. Yeah, between 5 to 6 seconds, maybe a little bit longer than that. Now with 3 Shroomers, see how this goes. Start the clock. Looking at about 8-second intervals. Yeah, 7 to 8 second intervals. Now the real question is, can we completely negate all sanity depletion if we have like a certain number out? That's the real question here. Let's see what it does when we put out, say, 6 Shroomers just randomly. We'll see what this does. We'll skip the forward 5 and go directly to 6. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. 33 seconds to drop one sanity with 6 of them out. That's pretty crazy. Like I said, let's see if we can negate it entirely. So we got 6, we'll do 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll do an even 10 here. 4, that's 8, 9, 10. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, wow. Of course it didn't go. 3, 2, 1, go. 26 seconds. Well, that doesn't seem right. Timer from 7 to 6. 35 seconds with 10 Shroomers out. So it isn't quite negated yet, but it's a low enough drop to where I think 1 sanity every 35 seconds is insane. Between 27 and 35 seconds. And this is on super hard work as well. So let's stop messing around here and we'll put out the entire 19 that we have. So we are missing 1 out of the 20 because the other one is over at the other base. If it's necessary, we'll go get them just to see if we can actually negate this, but that's another 9 out. So let's see what we got. 3, 2, 1. Did I feed him? Yeah, I did. All right, everything's good. 3, 2, 1, go. "36 seconds on the first run. We would from 7 to 6 goes as soon as it changes. 36 seconds. So we may have hit a threshold here. Upset and not willing to do any task. I wonder if that's actually having a issue here. Well, he's already not doing any tasks, so I don't know what the heck he's talking about. See what 93 to 92 does. 38 seconds. So I think we've reached a threshold. As a matter of fact, just with doing that testing, we've already filled up one of the stone things. So the threshold I'm thinking might be at around like between 4 and 6 probably. So let's take it down to 4. Let's see. All right, reset the clock. So 90 to 89 is what we'll time. That's 12 seconds, so we'll add another Shroomer. We'll add 2 Shroomers, with 98 to 97 gets us. 34 seconds. So yeah, 6 total Shroomers is about the threshold of sanity depletion. If you put any more than that, it's not going to really negate it, on super hard work at least. I mean, if we go look at our other base that we have over here, if we look at our other base here, we only have 1 Shroomer knocked out here. That's all we have is this one dude, and we have all these people here and all these dudes. I do not have like the little oasis or the pal pool, as whatever you want to call it, but I also do not have the stuff cranked up to super hard work where it's brutal. Sanity depletion is at its highest there. Hunger depletion is really high as well, but at the same time you can, I guess, negate that with about 6 Shroomers. So what we'll do to test this a little bit more to see if we get something angrier or frustrated where it wants to go to bed is we will take our lineup of Shroomers and we will put 6 out because we already have 1 out. So we'll put another 5 out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They will do nothing. And we will take and turn up the work speed over here to max and see what we get. I mean, as of right now, we haven't had anything drop below 90, but it was steady at like 99, 98 on regular work speed. And as you can see, the work speed on the Yormantide Ignis right now with all this going on is at 457, which is insane. and he's only dropped down to 95. All of them have dropped down to about 95, and there's 6 total Shroomers out right now. They're all maxed out. So I think that is about the threshold, because we got the one up here, and then we have the 5 down here. And then I have a protector in this thing as well, just to keep stuff going. I do not know where he is. Yep, he was under the base somewhere. And as you can see as well, like most of their work speed is like well above like 200, 300. Where's my maxed out Lylene ad? She's somewhere in here. 381. The Ormatides are all between 200 and 293, 225, 270. Just depends on if they're watering or not. Like I caught that one when it was harvesting at 352. So yeah, if you're running a very large base with quite a lot of stuff going on, definitely invest into at least one Shroomer maxed out to have in the base while it's just on normal speed. Now the real question is, if I flip that to normal, will all of them go up now? Yeah, literally when I turned that off, all of their sanity started to go back up. At least has stopped dropping. So realistically, if you are at a base and your work base that you have, like you got a bunch of nocturnal animals or just stuff that you put nocturnal on, or if there's things that don't have it and then they go to bed, whenever they go to bed their sanity goes up anyway. So you could technically probably run these guys like this. What are they doing? It was already built. What the world? That was awkward. So yeah, when it comes to Shroomer for the base stuff, 6 is your realistic limit, I guess, more or less the threshold. Any more than you're kind of doing yourself a disservice of wasting space. But 6 is the threshold. If you honestly want to run it up, it's about 36-second intervals is what we found. 34 to 38 second intervals for them to drop 1 sanity. And if you have like all the other amenities, then you could run this on super high and not have to worry about it while having 6 Shroomers over here. But if not for nothing, I think that you're well off enough with just 1 in the base, and that eliminates you having to have a oasis and stuff, because their sanity almost becomes locked. Because I had been over here several times and we've had this base up and running for about like 3-4 days, and we haven't had anybody get sick or anything since I've had at least 1 maxed out Shroomer over here while on normal working levels. So those guys actually might be put into my mining facility when I get that going, because that's usually where you see a lot of breaks being taken and sanity depletion problems, especially on miners, because it's a consistent job. Usually with the planting, there's in between time depending on how many planters you have. Those of you guys who have been kind of watching my stuff in general or been checking up on the YouTube stuff, we did reduce the amount of plots that was up here just because it was so many that they were having trouble concentrating on other plots and everything. So we kind of reduced everything back down to, I think it's about 8 wheat, 8 tomato, 8 lettuce, and 8 berries, which in turn actually helped pretty good. Because as of right now, we're at 127,000 salad and 162,000, or not salad, but lettuce and tomato. We've already got 10,000 flour, and I brought over 17,000 honey over here and milk from the other area. And as far as wheat goes, we've already made it to where they're going to be making some more, but there's still, we had about 12,000 and 2,000 of that has just come recently. So still got to do with the breeding pals and everything, but yeah. All right. So we're actually going to take, and one thing that I did want to show some people is that the Shroomer Noct and Shroomer are basically identical when it comes to their attack power and all that stuff and yada 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 defense. They're basically identical. If they have the same IVs, as you can see, we have the same health and we have the same exact health. A lot of the grass pals aren't really that strong unless you're just going against like Knocklam or something, or some sort of other dirt ground pal. But I will say this, which we had shown it on stream. So with the Shroomer Noct, and since we have already discussed this and everything prior, when it comes to dark active skills and stuff, they tend to be pretty strong, depending on the pal, especially when it comes to exclusives like Shadow Beaks, Divine Disaster, and Divine Disaster 2. Very, very strong abilities. And we have also discussed of how powerful Holy Burst is as well, pretty much on any pal pal at that point, and I cannot confirm or deny yet if you can get fruits for it. I personally have not ground out to see if I could get the fruits and stuff, and like I said, with the way the game is in the state that it is right now, it's going to be hard for me to justify even playing this right now until they come up with an update, because this is messing even my stuff up, and I'm on a Series X and I don't have that many problems. This update really did a number, and it didn't mess with me for the first couple days. I don't know what happened, so we might just take a little breaky poo off of Pal World for a little bit until they fix this stuff. But nonetheless, with our IVs, we're running an 81, a 99, and a 98 between health, attack, and defense. As far as health, we're at 7,074, attack is 2,157, and defense is 991. Now when it comes to this in particular pal, when it comes to fighting him, again, left hand side, as you can see with the passes, we went old school passives. We didn't do Serenity to keep up the attack, so we will use 2 smaller attacks and a fairly large attack. We're not going to use Dark Laser because it takes too long to get off, and we will end up suffering for that. Like I said, what he lacks in defense, he makes up with in movement. Little guy's got some moves. So we're only going to go and attack one thing and one thing only. We're going to go after Frost Stallion. You can see here, I mean, he's not the fastest guy in the world, but at the same time, he's actually not too bad. You'd expect him to be a lot slower than this, considering that it is a mushroom. And by the way, Pocket Pair, you know exactly what you were doing when you made the riding ability for this little dude. The fact that you can ride this is absurd, and I'm not going to say what it is, but use your imagination. What does it look like with my feet that low to the ground? That I have a giant... Also, this is probably the cutest jump in all of Power World right here. It reminds me of Yoshi from Mario. He's just getting it. And he has hops. We will go against Frost Stallion just to prove that it can be done. I think I might have jumped into that. Not doing a very good job of getting out of the way of stuff here. See, I don't like that. There you go. A little assistance from me because I didn't want it to take that long because we have shown this prior while we were on stream, and when we did it then, we did not use any rocket launchers or anything. We just dodged around enough to be able to peck her to death with the dark cannon and nightmare ball. You know what's funny about that? I didn't even feed him a rush or hot dog or a burger. So when it comes to Shroomer Knocked and Shroomer, because this is, like I said, basically the same thing, is it worth it? I'm gonna say yes when it comes to base pal stuff, no when it comes to combat. I mean, if you really want to use them for combat, that's really up to you. I personally am not going to be using the Shroomer for combat because he just doesn't have enough hard-hitting stuff with him. And when it comes down to it, he's not bad for the movement part of it because he's able to dodge quite a bit of stuff. He's got the hops, as we had seen when we went against Frost Stallion. Again, a little bit of assistance from me, but that's not really that big of a deal because I wasn't running my gob fins. I wasn't running, but I think my one normal attack pendant. But as far as base stuff goes, I wholeheartedly think that that's really cool the way that they did that, just because of the sanity depletion. Now, I believe that there is a threshold of 6 when you have it at max work speed, because we put the full 19 out and it didn't really make too much of a difference compared to the 6 that we had out. So I guess 6 would be the maximum efficiency of that. Anything higher, not really doing yourself a good service at that point. But is it really necessary to keep it that high? In my opinion, no, I don't think so. But if you're someone who wants to have that going on that type of stuff, then by all means, that's what we test here for. And you know what? I might eventually do it too if I ever run out of something or need like a lot of something quickly. So yeah, Shroomer knocked, very useful, 6 maxed out, and you got yourself the hardest working team that you could possibly get. Pretty dope. All right, if you guys enjoyed this video, I appreciate a like on it. If you guys enjoy my content, drop a sub and write down in the comments below what your thoughts are on the Shroomer and when do you think they're going to fix this stuff. Other than that, keep you Willy washed, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.